Did you know that less than 1% of people ever run a marathon, read a book every single month, or even meditate daily? This is Mindset by Natalia. Welcome to my channel. Most people do not do hard things. You and me, we are big, grand achievers. We look at the people around us and we see people hustling. We're buying the books, we're reading the books, we're reading courses, we're always growing in ourselves to become better and better people. We challenge ourselves. We look at challenges when we don't say, oh, I can never do that. We say, all right, this is getting me out of my comfort zone. How can I do this? We don't say, I can't do this. We find a way to say, how can I do this? Have you ever tried a new restaurant? Have you ever taken a different route home? These are tiny little things that we do every single day in order to achieve more knowledge, but also placing ourselves intentionally in situations where we know we need to learn. We know when we start that Spanish class, we know that maybe I'm not going to be the best. I'm likely going to be the worst at it, okay? Maybe I'm going to be the worst student in that class. But the reason that you keep going is because you see the benefit of anything that's worth doing is hard. So let's get back to our statistics. Less than 1% of people have ever climbed Mount Everest, done a marathon, done a triathlon, all these big exercise activities that most common day people are just scared of doing. They're saying, no, I just don't think I'm capable. I'm just too old. I don't have the equipment. I'm not experienced enough. I need a coach. We come up with all of these excuses, and sometimes they're valid, you know? But most of the times, we're just limiting ourselves because we just think that, well, that's for someone else to do. I don't think that I can do that. It's one of my missions to do a marathon, probably multiple in my life, just to prove to yourself that I can do hard things. I can stick in the suckiness. I can be in that middle ground and just every single day be waking up at 6 and going for a 2-hour run. That sounds awful, but at the end of the day, what is it that I'm going to look back on? I'm so proud of myself that I did this. I can't believe that I stuck to this. I gave my word to something and then I followed through. This is the best and main way to build self-confidence and trust in yourself. If you're finding yourself that you can't trust other people, it's probably because you don't trust yourself. Because of things like this, you are saying that you're going to do things like, I'm going to wake up tomorrow and I'm going to go for an hour run. It's just what I'm going to do. And the reason why over time you start distrusting yourself is because you don't do it. You wake up at that 6 a.m. alarm and then you're like, nope, I'm gonna sleep in another 3 hours. I'll start tomorrow. That's like the known phrase that people say. I'll start tomorrow. I'll do it in a couple years. I'll do it when I feel ready. You're never gonna feel ready. It's just a matter of deciding, I'm just gonna start doing these difficult things. Your habits are building you to be in the top 1%. Habits and habit stacking are the key to any difficult task that you do in your life. If you were to show me your life right now, I could understand just by your habits how far and where you are in your life. Just by noticing your habits, your commitments to yourself, your ability to be around other people, be uncomfortable, do the things that most people aren't doing, just by seeing that in you, I can already tell where you are along in your journey. Same with me. You can look at my habits and you're like, whoa, I see that you're posting every single week. I see that you are gaining more following on social media. You see these things only when people start doing the action. And you guys know how I am about action. I'm all about taking the action, but sometimes, especially in the beginning, don't tell anyone that you're doing it. A trap that a lot of people fall into is telling people in advance, I'm gonna run a marathon. Oh, I'm gonna start my YouTube channel. But then you gain all the praise that obviously people are going to have for you. Your friends, your family, your partner is going to be extremely happy that you've decided to do that. But then that's the easy part. Deciding that you're going to do something is easy. It's the middle part, the suck, the things that no one sees. Again, you waking up at 6 in the morning and committing yourself to go on a run every single day. That is what's the difficult part. Also, when I'm crossing my marathon finish line, it's a piece of cake. Everyone is there supporting me. I see other people that are going through it with me. Those are the easy. The beginning and the end, those are the easy parts. The middle ground is where all the magic happens, but it's the suck. It's the not knowing. It's the sticking to your habits every single day so that you can create these big achievements. Think of your habits as climbing a ladder, a physical ladder that you get on. Every single day, your habits can either have you go up or down the ladder, right? But anytime that you're taking some steps backwards, it's normal. You take 2 steps forward, 1 step back. But again, the consistency of, but I'm going to keep doing this over time. I read a quote the other day that was fantastic. It was saying how habits and consistency is not about, oh, I went to the gym 3 weeks straight in a row. Consistency is actually, oh, I've been consistently going to the gym for 3 years. Not because during those 3 years I've gone every single day, but there's longevity, there's consistency. When you no longer are motivated, can you still do that thing that's hard? Focus on one big goal to achieve in the next 6 months. This is where our motivation can be tricky. When we feel motivated, we think, I can do everything all at once. And the truth is, yes, you can't do everything all at once, but it's going to be a lot more difficult to stay to 10 habits than to just really precisely stick to 1 or 2. You're just building that momentum, and then later you can add habits on top of each other. A great example of this, let's just focus on what I'm eating every single day. And it took me months, probably like 3 or 4 months of just working solely on my nutrition and getting that super concretely down, that then I was like, okay, maybe I'm gonna start walking every day for an hour. Maybe now I can do a 30-minute run in the mornings, yes. And by doing that, you start building up those habits and stacking them on top of one another. This is what we hear a lot in the book Atomic Habits. I'm sure most of you have read it, but it's that being able to stack your habits on top of each other. Not starting out with 10 habits and trying to build a mountain where in the end you're just gonna get to one thing that you maybe stayed consistent with. Start with one and expand and adjust one on top of the other. So here's where I bring in a little bit of manifestation. You need to write down the exact habit that you are going to embody. One thing that you're choosing to do might involve several different habits, but that's why I said you're achieving one goal, okay, in the next 6 months. And you're going to do that by building your list of habits and over time stacking them upon each other. Once you're done writing the exact thing that you want, now you're going to be planning for it. So let's say I'm doing a 10K in 6 months. That means maybe today I'm committing myself to that. I'm locking in and I'm getting my ticket for that exact event, the exact time, the exact day. Like I have it on my calendar when that's going to be. And then from there, I can go back in my calendar and adjust. Okay, maybe this week, if I'm not even waking up early, I need to be setting my alarm maybe an hour before I normally would, because I'm going to start with just walking. I'm going to get comfortable just walking every single day this week for 1 hour. Then next week, maybe I'm going to be like, okay, let's take it back a bit. Maybe I'm going to be running 30 minutes every single day, maybe twice a day. And I'm going to keep that habit building and building and stacking until I have the momentum to do that full speed. If you just wake up tomorrow and you say, yep, today I'm going to go on a 5K run, it's just going to be casual. It's just going to be easy. If you do that, you will probably do it. You will have the motivation to do it in the beginning. But again, that middle part, that stickiness is going to come at some point. It is going to catch up with you. And I don't want you to end up not being able to do these things because you just try to do them too fast. When you start committing yourself to do something like physical exercise, going to the gym, doing weights, doing the ab workout, whatever it is, you always face maybe like week 3 or 4 that you get weirdly sick. I'm positive that this has happened to other people. And the reason for that is because your subconscious is so scared of doing it. You're again being like, yep, I want this certain body, I want this everything. You have the commitment to do it, but your body is like, how are we going to get there? What is the timeline you're giving me? And it can feel very overwhelming. So again, the more that we break down these steps, we're just helping ourselves in the long run. And if you think that small daily habits don't add up to something, here's an example. When I was living in Chile, I was reading a book in Spanish. Spanish is obviously my first language, but I don't read it that much, okay? Like in school and everything, I always read things in English. So I'm reading this Spanish book. Every single day, I just committed myself. I'm gonna read 3 to 4 pages. And in the beginning, I was like, I'm never gonna finish this book. I literally am 9 pages in and I've only read for like 3 days, 3 or 4 days. Like, I'm never going to be able to finish that book. Every single day, I would just show up and it was just normal. Again, these things don't have to be special. Like, the more casual that habit is, the more willing that you're gonna do it. Think about brushing your teeth. Do you have to sit with yourself and be like, prepare yourself? You have to go into the bathroom, you have to put the toothpaste on your toothbrush, and then you can brush. No, it's just like, it's just what I do. It's just what I do to stay healthy. It's just what I do for my oral care. I was reading 3 to 4 pages every day. And over time, maybe in the first couple weeks, maybe in the first couple months. And at one point, I ended up finishing the book. And I remember like looking through all the pages and I was like, I read this? Like, I read the whole thing? How did this happen? And it came so fast. It came way faster than I expected it to. And I was just done with the book. And that was a lesson that I learned that was so powerful. Small things consistently over time build, okay? Big things trying to do everything at once, you will lose your momentum. But if you gradually start, you get to climb mountains. And this is just one example. I'm sure there are a million examples. If you have anything like that that's happened to you, make sure to leave it down below in a comment, because I would love to read other similar stories that you all have about these things. So back to the takeaway of this video. You are in the top 1% because you choose to do difficult things. Not only can you do difficult things, pretty much anyone can do difficult things, very difficult things. But the fact that you are purposefully and intentionally choosing to do it is magic. That is what makes you different than other people. The fact that you don't only have an idea in your mind does not let you rest until you execute it with action. That is powerful. People view that and they admire it. You are literally generating other people's inspirations for themselves and their lives just simply based off of what you're doing because it's a commitment to yourself. You are committed to yourself and you know that you can trust yourself to do these things. You can trust yourself to do hard things. You can trust yourself to be in very uncomfortable situations and still find a way to not only survive, but thrive. You are worthy of thriving at difficult things. Your mind is gonna limit you 100 times before your body does. And you guys probably know David Goggins, who wrote the book Can't Hurt Me. And he has this little theory that he talks about. Whenever you're like, I cannot do one more push-up, I cannot run 3 more steps, that is when you are at 40% of your body's capacity. 40%, not even half of what your body is capable of, is where most people stop. So that's why people, when they go to the gym and stuff, always say, when you're like, I cannot do 1 more, do 2 more, do 3 more. You can, you just can. Your mind is always going to limit you before your physical body does. Thank you so much for watching today's video. I loved it. I felt so passionate telling you guys all this stuff. I'm gonna be committing myself to doing some of these things. Tell me what your commitments are. Again, what's your one goal? What are you doing in 6 months? I want photos. I want evidence. You guys are gonna see me. I don't know yet, but we'll make a plan for it. Thanks for watching today's video and I'll see you in the next one. Bye!